We have two rooms, as you can see. There's a mirror, and so we operate everything from outside, and we set the student up with a scenario at the bedside, and it's up to them then to go in, evaluate the patient, determine what it is the patient needs, and then as the team assembles, respiratory therapy might show up, and then technicians and nurses, of course, and any other anesthesia or other person might come in, and at the bedside, then they have to rescue that patient. And if they don't do well, the patient doesn't do well. If they do great and they hit all the big stuff, then the patient does great and everybody goes home with a happy. But luckily, we can kill this guy all day long. He's made out of rubber, doesn't matter. But you goof it up one time on somebody's mother, it's a problem.
Well, you don't necessarily see the trauma here in the States that we would when we deploy. The sim lab is important because I can take that trauma, I can take that person that's lost a limb, that's been shot, and we can simulate that. And on top of that, I can take my team or a team and we can let them play through the scenario. And if for some reason something goes wrong, a key point has been missed, some decision hasn't been made, I can actually freeze that scenario. We can discuss it, go over it, tell you where the problem went wrong, and then we can restart the whole thing over again. That way they can have that muscle memory of making a better decision.
In April of 2014, a real special occurrence happened. Thankfully, that was the first time in the history of warfare in the entire world that a country was at war and they had 0 people die from combat fatalities. 0. And that's because we've gotten so good. And that's a commitment that our country has made for those young men and women. So if we're going to send a young man or woman out into the field to do work for us and put them in harm's way, we have made a commitment as a country to make sure that we try to do everything we can to bring that young man or young woman back home.